Well, howdy ho, babies. Hi. Hi, cuties. Hi, sugars. Hi, Rolos. Hi, Snickers. Hi, Hershey Kisses. That kind of seemed like an odd product placement. Well, what's done is done. Sponsor me. This is a general message, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Whenever you find it is the right time, because it is timeless, babies. Please use your own discernment and intuition. All right. Also, I will never reach out to you for a personal reading because I do not do them, and that is an imposter. I give you free reign to net bang, keyboard warrior on them if you will, or just at least report them. Do what you will, but it ain't me. It ain't me. All right. Let's get into it. I'm so glad you're here. I just love that you're with me right now. So proud of you right now. So fucking proud of you. So proud of you, babies. Love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up and doing this hard-ass work. It ain't easy. It ain't easy being cheesy, right? It ain't easy. All right. Finally. All right. Getting these freaks out of my energy. These little energy vamps be running rampant and they're trying to pull on your energy because they feel us drifting away. They've lost their grip. As it should be, right? Yeah. All right, so the songs I got on shuffle here. The first one is Money Where Your Mouth Is by Gideon and Lakeview. It's, I was raised with a backhand, yes sir and no ma'am. Crush every problem with a cold can. Yeah, I learned a lot of lessons. Know not who to mess with. Take it out back like a real man. I hear you running your mouth only when I'm not around. Paid back's a bitch and you fit the script, so pony up, boy, you're about to get your ass kicked. If you've got something to say, step on up to the plate. Name a time, name a place. You signed the line, got debt to pay. Your word ain't worth a damn dime. Go cash a check you can't write. The chips are down, can't walk away, so here's a tip for you to take. If you want to talk shit, put your money where your mouth is. I was Friday night sippin', minding my own business, young buck chirping on the sideline. Never want to be the bad guy. But buddy, after that line, guess I gotta teach you how to act right. Payback's a bitch and you fit the script, so pony up, boy. Man, I'm ready. If you got something to say, step on up to the plate. Name a time, name a place. You signed the line, got debt to pay. Your word ain't worth a damn dime. Go cash a check you can't write. The chips are down, can't walk away. So here's a tip for you to take. If you want to talk shit, put your money where your mouth is. Yeah, keep running your mouth. Teach you how to settle shit down south. Yeah, you're gonna learn this real quick. Bought a one-way ticket to a boot in your ass, bitch. Have you ever caught a right hook from a redneck? Get back up, I ain't done yet. Learn a lesson from a Mississippi kid. Pony up, boy, put your money where your mouth is. Ain't that fun? So, and as I was doing a little pre-shuffle, we got blame here. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Okay, so you got some people, entities, entity-filled people even, running their necks, right? They were doing it. And we also have indecision at the bottom of the deck with happiness underneath. So people may have been sending you or talking, cash money shit about you, trying to get you to be indecisive, like not make decisions towards being happy, trying to keep you stuck, keep you in your head at that crossroads, or even stepping back to where your comfort is and not even like looking at the decision anymore. People be talking shit, running their necks, doing all kinds of stuff behind your back, or just doing little trickery stuff in front of your face, but not being real, right? Because they don't have their honest intentions in mind. Blaming you for something, or say it was your parents like trying to keep you from making a decision, and they're like, oh, when I did that, it was the biggest mistake I ever made, and just trying to scare you out of making decisions, or doing something good for yourself because they're too fucking pussy to do it. That's essentially what it is. And I'm getting mad because these people think it's cute to be just so miserable and unhappy with their lives that they got to pull everybody else down with them because they're too fucking scared to make a decision, too scared to go and step out of line and go do something to make themselves happy. No, instead they got to pull everybody else down because they're jealous. They're miserable. Now, and they can fucking answer to me. Say, what's up, bitch? Yeah, you won't. Because you're too scared. All you do is running your neck around everybody else's back. You won't say shit to anybody's face. You won't step to the line. And we have the 3 of Cups right here, 3 of Jugs. Oh, and the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So they're here, your friends, your community. I'm putting that with sarcasm and in quotes because these people they don't have your best interest in mind. They didn't. People like smiling in your face with a knife behind their back. Or, I'm seeing like somebody holding a crossbow behind their back, and, you turn around and you've got all these arrows in your back. They're like, yeah, I got you. You should definitely go do it. I'm your biggest fan. They didn't believe shit. And now, like, I'm seeing it, like, y'all are finally going towards what makes you happy. You're, bursting through all these illusions, all this shit talking, all this, like, trickery, manipulation. You're finally going towards what you want because the spell is lifted. And let me remind you again, spells could just be shit talking, gossip, words. It doesn't have to be, actual somebody sitting there doing black magic and shit, stirring up their cauldron. It doesn't have to be that. It could just be someone just obsessively thinking about you, plotting your demise, weird shit like that. Miserable, sad, scared, bullshit, pussy shit. That's all that is. Shit pisses me off. Like, just get a fucking life. If you focused on yourself, then you would be happy. You wouldn't have to be here plotting someone else's demise. If you put the work in that you did towards ending someone's success, you'd probably be successful. It's like they can't grasp the concept that all the work they're putting in to bring you down, they could have been putting that energy and effort into themselves and living a happier life. It blows my mind. And I know this happens all the time. I know people are like that, but I'm still like, yo, look in the fucking mirror. Like, damn. Like, focus on yourself, man. Like, I'm seeing it like, if you're playing a video game where you have like the split screen and the other person, you're looking at the other person's screen, you can't see where you're going. How is that helpful? You're just fucking staring at the corner of a wall, like walking into a wall, like in place. Look at your own screen. Move your own avatar. It's just shit just pisses me off. I'm yelling. I'm literally yelling. But anyway, I digress. Or do I? No, we're just getting started. We have the Temperance card in reverse, which is perfect because it's Sagittarius season right now. But this is a timeless message. Don't forget that. Whenever you find it's the right time. And we have the Page of Jugs in reverse. Page of Cups in this deck. So that's telling me they're trying to do all this weird illusion, fogginess. I sometimes see this like card as like a teenager like getting drunk for the first time, you know, something like that, just like having no idea where they're at or like when to stop. So it's just like you're just gonna do it when you puke. That's when you'll know you're done. And same with this Temperance card in reverse. That's overindulgence. I see it's like mixing a drink too strong. And these people be cashing checks that they're at, you know, their mouth be right. Oh my God, I'm all agitated. I'm messing up my words. Got me all fired up. The redneck coming out with me now. They, you know, their mouth be writing checks that their ass can't catch. Like, so they're out here just like overindulging in this like manipulation, bullshit, just trying to do whatever they can to keep your ass stuck. And it became like like I said, a teenager getting drunk for the first time. They don't know when to stop. And they're just all over the board there. They gonna be puking. Their ass can't cash this. You know, I'm reminded of a time that I was like at a party in high school and this dude got so drunk he shit his pants. That's what I'm seeing, to where they are losing grip on reality because they're so hyper focused on anything but themselves that their ass is getting all the way kicked by the universe, God, whatever you believe in. Your spirit team, your ancestors, they be like, yo, you better cut your shit real quick. If you got something to say, step on up to the plate. Name a time, name a place. You sign that line, you got debt to pay. Your word ain't worth a damn dime, boy. And here you are, like the spell is lifted. And I think with me getting so angry, this is you realizing what the fuck they've been up to this whole time. And you're like, no. No, I'm not allowing this anymore. Or you're just like, that was weird. Like, what? You may not even be mad or... with me being agitated the way I am, I definitely get a lot of people are mad, but it might just be like, oh, yeah, ew. I'm gonna let you run my life? Okay. It's like you finally realizing... It's like when you grow up and you start thinking for yourself, and you start like seeing the truth about things. Like say you always like took advice from a certain uncle, and then you start noticing you catch them in lies, and you're like, huh, okay. And then you see them with their friends, and you know, say your uncle leaves the room and their friends are like, God, what a fucking idiot. Like, you know, then you start like seeing the truth. Like you're like, oh God, this person has no idea who they are and like how they behave, and I've been taking advice from them. Oh no. This is you coming to that conclusion. You're like, this person's a mess. Oh God. And I thought like they had solid advice for me. Oh no. 17 straight up on my clock. 1700. Oh no. And I see sometimes 17 as like taking accountability for your own healing. You know, it's like a new beginning. There's a gnat in here. People be keeping tabs on you, if you will, because they want to see you fail. So they're sending monitoring spirits. And remember, a monitoring spirit could be just a person that is like way in your damn business. look, stalking you on the internet, watching you every day, seeing if you're failing yet. It doesn't have to be like hidden or whatever. It could just be a whole ass person that's got ill intent towards you. So you want to talk shit, put your money where your mouth is. So we have the World card and the King of Cups. So the King of Cups, he has mastery. Fuck off, Nat. I'm getting all pissed off. So he has mastery over his emotions. And it's about time. So he knows how to wield them, when to bring them out, and when to hold back. And I see that as somebody getting all the way turned up. It's time to use that anger we've been holding in, and we're done being patient now, if you will. And when you use your anger in a productive way, and like getting mad to where you use it as fuel to be like, oh, you want to talk shit, put your money where your mouth is, because I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to go do my own thing and I'm going to be successful at it. That's you being like, no more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm doing exactly what the fuck I want. You're attempting to control me, and I'm taking my power back. No. So pony up, boy, you're about to get your ass kicked. Payback's a bitch and you fit the script. Like, this like legit might be, I mean, I don't condone this, but like, you're just finally like at the point that you snap, and you're just like, no, you're not. I'm seeing somebody getting so mad that they like, okay, so you get so mad and you're like finally done. Like, I see somebody like in a car, and they're like just like the person that's just always like, say it's your mom, your whatever, your partner of some sort. Ha, got you, bitch. I finally got that damn gnat. Your uncle, I don't know, your drunk uncle, whatever, just like, your partner's like drilling to you, nagging at you, like telling you like, you ain't gonna amount to shit, whatever, like you need to quit with your head in the clouds or whatever, just weird stuff, and like trying to quote unquote ground you, which means they're trying to keep you stuck and putting fear into you, like, what if you do this, what if you do that, well, you don't have money, you have a criminal record, like you can't do that, like whatever, like you're bad with your money, you can't stick to anything, that type of stuff. And you're just like finally like I'm seeing somebody in a car, like the person that's drilling into you is in the passenger seat and you're like driving the car. I see like somebody like you like locking the brakes up and just like getting out, like, and taking the keys and like just walking, just like just like having to take a walk. Or say it's somebody you live with, and you're just like finally like, oh, okay. And so you just like, without warning, without saying anything, you just start packing your shit up and get out. You're just like, all right, we're done. Figure out how to pay the bills on your own, bitch. Like, just finally getting to that breaking point. You're like, bitch, you thought. Bitch, you a thought. Finally, just getting to that point of like, I've been loving light this whole time. I've just been really patient with you, but I'm sick of the bullshit. And it's like, the spell is finally being lifted. You're seeing this person for exactly who they are. They may always be questioning you, like, well, why do you think that? Trying to get you to like because say if you like intuitively know something, and they're like, well, how do you know that? And it's always something like, they can't let you just know this. They can't let you, it's because they're jealous, or they're like, that's how they question themselves, because they don't trust themselves. So they want to put you in that same exact energy. Well, how do you know? How do you know that's going to work out? I don't think so. Bitch, you don't think anything right. So I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. Like, yeah, they're trying to slow your hard work down with this Knight of Pentacles here. Knight of Cactus. And, you know, that's like hard work, diligence. You know, you're trudging ahead slowly but surely. Like, you're trying to figure out the logistics of something or whatever. And they just gotta like shit on your parade at any chance they have. A big old steamy shit right on your excitement, whatever. Or, you know, just you have the confidence in your inner knowing, and they just gotta drop trowel and just poop right on it. And because they're jealous, for one, of your diligence and hard work with this Knight of Pentacles. And I almost said reverse. Hopefully I didn't say that, because I didn't mean that. It's upright. They're trying to make it into the reverse, where you're like stuck and not doing anything and not trudging ahead and getting at least somewhere. Yeah, it's a slow moving knight, but he's the one who finishes the job out of all of the knights in the deck. You want to catch a right hook from a redneck or what? Like, if anybody's a redneck in this deck, it's the Knight of Pentacles. He's like a little farm boy, a little rancher boy. You want to talk shit? Put your money where your mouth is. And this is like you, like, maybe you had made like empty threats in the past of, sorry, I was looking at my plant. Want to see it? Here it is. They may have said like, okay, so maybe you made like a threat of like, you know, I'm gonna leave, like I can't take this anymore, like you either need to change your behavior or I'm going, or whatever, you know, something of the sort. Like it was something like a threat, like a promise, whatever, like this is happening, this needs to change. Or say this person is always like shitting on your parade, like your goals or whatever, and you're like, if you continue to treat me this way, I'm going to cut you out of my life. Like say it's your mom, your brother, whatever, creepy uncle, drunk uncle. Don't we all have one? Unless you're the drunk uncle, I don't know. But anyway, they always think it's like an empty threat because, you know, you wanted to see things through. You had like the best intent, like you wanted to see things for the lighter side. You're like a cup half full kind of person. You're like, well, what if they do change? What if like, okay, like I at least have to be fair and give them a chance. Like growth takes time for certain people. Like, and then you're noticing those, like I said, the spell is lifted, the illusion is lifted, the mask is lifted. This person ain't gonna do shit. They're not gonna change their behavior because you're finally taking responsibility for your well-being, and you're like, oh, I've been letting this person get away with crossing my boundaries constantly. Oh, and they've been trying to make me indecisive about my future, make me not go towards my goals. Or, you know, they bring up my past. Like say you didn't finish something in the past, it didn't resonate for you, it didn't, or you were just in a different mindset, you had a lot going on, or this person was just like riding your ass all the time, draining your energy, so you didn't have the energy to finish this thing. And then you're like, whoa, okay, I've been allowing this person or myself to be drained, depleted. I'm training this person to basically just say a bunch of empty promises to me and I'll just let them back in. Oh, okay, I need to take responsibility. I can't blame them. I'm allowing them to be on their bullshit. Okay, well, it's time for me to Cash that check. Their mouth shouldn't have written. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I tried to sound cool and it didn't work. Okay. I was raised with the backhand. Yes, sir. No, ma'am. Um, yeah, I learned a lot of lessons. Know not who to mess with. Take it out back like a real man. You're like, you know what? No, I'm done. It's time I be real about this. And I say it to their fucking face and I'm sick of the bullshit. And you're like, I can't do this anymore. I gotta just move on. They're keeping me stuck. I'm keeping myself stuck with this Eight of Swords. This, when, it's, if you're finally realizing, like with that Eight of Swords, all you gotta do is just roll off the track. Like you weren't tied to it. You have a rope around you, but they didn't tie you to the track. All you gotta do is just roll out of the way. And you're like, oh, okay, damn. I just had to do that. Like, all right. Like, it's because you were allowing all this like fear projection and, this person, because you valued them, you had good, like you have good intentions. So you expect that from others. So you thought that this person had had these good intentions towards you. And then now it's like, blah, what? Damn, another lesson like this, because I'm seeing it's like you saw all the obvious betrayal. You saw all the other bullshit. But then it's going down. Oh, I got goosebumps. That now it's going down to the more insidious people where it was never, they may do really great, generous things for you, but there was always something that just had to make you question yourself. Or, their mood would change if you said a certain thing, or they would have to, say you said, oh, I just intuitively know this person's like doing me dirty. And they'd be like, well, how do you know that? You don't know that. They didn't like you having that strength and inner knowing so strongly, because this person, say like this person was watching you cut all these other people out of your life and they were jealous because they can't do that. They know damn well that they don't have the balls to do it. So they let, I'm just seeing like, side pieces, shitty friends, shitty family members that are mean to them. They can't walk away. They have this codependency with them. And they're seeing you just like freeing yourself, but they're so insidious about the way that they manipulate you that you're like, well, this person like does do good things for me and they've got my back in other ways. And you're finally like seeing the truth, and now you're like really mad because you thought, damn, I thought this person was the only person on my side through all of this. And now you're seeing the truth. You're like, what the fuck? Shook. And, because and it's like a burden because you're like, damn, I have goosebumps all over my body. I thought you were the only fucking person on my side. How fucking dare you? And that's just like, you want to talk shit, put your money where your mouth is. Wow. Like, wow. Like, I thought you were the only person in my corner through all this bullshit. That's why there's so much anger there, because this person may have said the right things, may have been there for you, but this whole time they were running their fucking neck behind your back. And you thought, because they did everything and said everything right, but there was always just some little tiny slight every time. And it was so insidious because all of their other behaviors seem to be like, oh, this person has my back. Like they show up for you when you need them. Like, hey, can you just please come to my house? Like I need some help or whatever. This whole time they're listening to you vent or whatever, about all these people that you're cutting out of your life and all this shit. And you're like, damn, like, can I catch a break? And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I totally get it, whatever. And the whole time they're like happy to see you going through this. I have goosebumps all over my body. Confirmation. Just, because it's not them. And, you know, they're probably giving shitty advice to like even put you even in a worse situation. And this person might be pretending to be spiritual, and the whole fucking time they're just doing you dirty. It's disgusting. I'm like tearing up because like this is ridiculous. This, because I'm definitely getting, if this hasn't happened, you're going to see it happen, because you know we're coming to the end of year 8 and all of this shit's getting exposed. Like nothing is hidden anymore. 1717 on my clock. Nothing can be hidden or will be hidden anymore. And you're seeing all the stuff you shared with this person, and they're coming out to, you're just gonna find, it's finally like the fog is lifted and you're seeing exactly what this person's been doing to you the whole time. You've been praying for this person, you've shown up for them when they needed you most, you've listened to this person, you've helped them out, you've done everything. And you know, I'm getting this person has done a lot for you, and like all of the motions were right, but there was always some little slight or little, and you're like, oh well, that person is just like, you know, they weren't thinking, like, because of all of the other things looked right. And please only take what resonates. I don't want to instill fear in you or anything like that, but this is you finally seeing the truth about this person. Like, wow, you really just never had my best intentions in mind. You just acted like that. Like, why would you even put the effort in for this? And I'm getting this person wanted to be for you, but it's like something about, it's like you two were gaining momentum, you were like making steps, but then you got to a point where it's like, okay, you're breaking past like your codependency stuff, you're cutting all the people out of your life that are, you know, are draining you, and it's been quite obvious, except for this one person. I am covered in goosebumps. This one person, because you're like, well, this person's like on the path with me, you know, I can trust this person. They have my best intent, they've done great things for me, they listen to me, they're doing their best. And then you start noticing they're not doing the same things that you are. Like, say you decided to just like not engage with physical intimacy with anyone, or be like any sort of sexual with anyone, unless like, you know, they're on the right vibration. You know, you're not just like slinging it out like you used to. You know, however, take it as resonates. You know, drinking, whatever, you quit drinking, you quit doing this, you quit doing that, you didn't doing all these things, and this person isn't doing it, but you're like, you know, we all get to that point, you know, we're ready, and like you're making up all of these things for this person. Meanwhile, this person's watching you like take these, like, just use your will to get past these like codependency issues, whether it be substances, people, anonymous sex, I don't know, whatever your crutch was to make you feel better. Or it could have just been like eating, like you gave up on like that emotional eating stuff. You're like, no, I need to deal with the stuff, like I need to deal with my emotions. Or you're learning to protect your energy, you're learning all this and that, blah blah blah. And this person's watching you, and they're becoming jealous because they're hitting that brick wall. It's like they were willing to do all the other stuff, but there's something that they just can't let go of, and it's that codependency thing, or whatever it is. I'm just mostly, codependency is coming to mind, so I'm assuming it's that. And this is where they start seeing you still making these big steps, and now they're like, well, I don't like that. How come they get to, you know, they're seeing like good things happen for you, and this person can't take these leaps that you're taking. Like, say you get an intuitive download that you need to confront this person about something you have no fucking proof on, but you know they did it. Like, with all of your soul, every part of you, you know they did it. And this person tries to talk you out of it, and you're like, dude, no, I know I need to do this. My spirit team is telling me to do this. You go do it. And this, like, you expose like a bunch of bullshit, right? This person witnessed that, and they were super jealous that you could just go in, no fear, truly vulnerable, because that's putting you in a vulnerable place to where you could be like, if you're wrong, it could go south real fucking fast. But you knew damn well that your intuition was right, and your inner knowing was right, and you made that decision. So this person witnesses that, and they're like immediately jealous because they still have this fear that they refuse to let go of. They're still indulging in these old behaviors, feeding the fear, and you may have like tried to help them, other things, but they just can't get past that one thing. They see what you're doing, like they might be willing to do everything else when it comes to the work, but then this is where it's like, that final like heavy, it's like when you're lifting and you finally get to like your max lift, which is like, you just do one rep of like the heaviest amount of weight you can do. You've done all the training up until that point and stayed diligent, and you're like, okay, now it's time for me to max out. Let's see what my body can do. And that's like, you coming up to the ledge, you not being able, you're gonna have to jump off the ledge. You have no fucking idea what's beyond that point, but that's what's gonna get you into that next level of vibration where you're no longer ruled by fear. You are listening to your intuition. You're listening to your spirit team. You're being diligent. You're being obedient to your higher self, essentially. And you're like, I want to be fully aligned with my higher self. I want that. And this is where you finally take that leap, like where shit could go real south, but you're like, fuck it. I'm ready to be chaotic. I'm ready to trust the universe, trust God, trust Most High, whatever, my spirit team, my ancestors. I'm ready to trust Creator, whatever you want to call it. I'm ready to trust that and just say, fuck it. Like, I'm ready. Like, there's only one way to find out. You got to fuck around to find out. And this person witnessed that. And they immediately became jealous. Immediately, like, they're just like, it's because like that was you facing your inner demons, right? Or any sort of control, manipulation that the enemy was sending to you. Because fear is the enemy. And you're like, you know what? I'm not going to be ruled by this anymore. I'm not. And that's what the breaking point was. I'm not going to be fucking ruled by this anymore. Fuck that. No. And that's you using that sacred anger, or just like, I'm scared as shit right now, but I know this is my truth. This is what I need to do. And you're shaking in your little boots, and like, I just see like a little baby giraffe that was just born. And they're like trying to use their legs, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna jump off this ledge. I'm gonna take this leap of faith, even though I have no fucking proof that what's gonna happen after this, but I know that I need to do it. And this person just filled with green with envy because they've been doing the work and you've been neck and neck, and they've been in competition with you this whole time. Whether they know it or not, that their ego has been in competition with them this whole entire time. And here you're thinking like, oh, I at least have somebody on my side through all of this. They're wanting to do the work. No, because they thought they were going to surpass you. They thought they were going to be, it was always going to be like, oh, well, we're going to be on the same level together. But they couldn't get to that. They didn't want to do the work, the heavy lifting. They didn't want to try and max out. Because that fear, it's like I'm seeing, if you're doing a deadlift and you want to try your max weight that you've never, this is a PR if you can hit it. But if you're not doing the training, like keeping your core strong, your movements aren't right, you could possibly hurt your back. And that's like a risk you're willing to take, right? You want to see what your body can do, but there's a risk that you could hurt yourself with that weight if you're not ready. But you're trusting your body, you're trusting yourself to get, let's see what my body can do. I trust myself. I've done the work, I've done the heavy lifting, I've done the training, I've done the boring accessory lifting that nobody likes to do, but I did it. I did it anyway. My core is strong, my lats are locked in. I know I can do this. My grip's strong. I know I can do this. And you did it. And you didn't hurt yourself. And you were like, you jumped off that cliff and you were met with like the most soft, cushy cloud you could ever land in. And all of the fear dissolved. And you're no longer ruled by that anymore. You're like, fuck it. All right. Where do you want me to go next? This is fun now. And that was teaching your ego. When you take leaps of faith, good things happen versus, false evidence appearing real, which is fear. You're proving to your ego it's okay to not know what's going to happen when you do take an action, take a step, take a leap. It's okay because we ended up all right. And look, let's keep going. Let's keep doing that. You finally come into union with yourself, all parts of yourself, because you're like, you're trusting yourself. You trust your inner knowing. You know that you can make it through anything. Even if it does end up failing, there's only one way to find out. And that saved your ass. That took you to a whole other level. And that you rose to a different vibration. And now, because that person isn't willing to do that heavy lifting work, and your vibration is so high, it's starting to agitate them because you took such a huge step in vibration that now their lower vibration stuff that they operate out of can't handle that. And because they're not wanting to do that heavy lifting accessory work, the boring stuff, the scary stuff, the really needing to be obedient and diligent, they're not wanting to do that because it's scary. Now they're extra agitated, and that's why this person is like running their neck. Say you say something to them, it may have been like meant as a compliment or something of the sort, and this person like took it as a slight, because it's getting to a point where like y'all don't even talk the same. It's like the energy that you're putting out is so authentic because you like came into full fucking union with yourself. I mean, you always have work to do. I'm not saying your work is done, but you battled a fucking demon that was within you, and you won by doing that. And because you did that, you're so authentic, and you don't need to be like fake anymore. The way you give compliments, you don't need to step around or anything of the sort. You're just a straight shooter, authentic. And now this person's seeing those little things or the little movements, or you just being real and honest, like, hey, I can't hang out today, like I just got a ton of shit to do, or my spirit team, like if you're this type of person, however it resonates, my spirit team told me I need to chill out and just like lay around and not do anything. Ooh. Also, you might be being obedient and following these insights because you're coming into union with not only yourself, but you met somebody, or these are the steps that are leading you to your divine union with a person, if that resonates for you. So you're listening to all this stuff, yeah, because you're like, okay, I need to strength train. I need to become more confident with myself. I need to do a little more work on being alone and being okay with being alone, and like really getting to know myself, and kind of reflect on past relationships or whatever, and how I've been codependent, how I've given up on myself when I needed to follow my own pursuits, or like I helped people chase their dreams and I put all of my shit to the side. Like those are codependent things. self-worth stuff. So you're being called to do that. Be like, okay, I need to just be by myself. Like, hey, I'm gonna go MIA. This person took it fucking personal because, or you like went and did something. Like your spirit team and your intuition and all of this stuff is telling you, okay, be secretive about this. Don't tell this person that. Don't just keep it on the low. And then this person eventually finds out, and they took it as like a personal attack because you're not sugarcoating yourself anymore. You're not doing anything to appease anyone because you realize, if I listen to my intuition, I listen to Most High, I'm obedient to the universe and the messages that I get from my spirit team, my ancestors, whatever, I am greatly rewarded. And this is becoming more important to me, is my spiritual journey and my personal growth. And this is why, because you're getting the message like, I'm coming into union with somebody, or this is just, if I want to, like, you say you want to be a millionaire or something like that, you're like, I'm needing to lay low and work through these like self-worth stuff or anything of the sort. You're like, I know this is more important than going around and being with this person right now. And it's not saying that you're not going out, and because having fun and doing stuff like that is very important, but you feel that you're like, this thing has been like eating at me for a really long time, and I'm tired of because you're becoming more sensitive in like what emotions are harbored in your body, that type of stuff, because your high vibration won't allow those you have the lower vibration intolerance anymore. It's uncomfortable. So, you notice that you have these bottled up emotions, all of this stuff. So you're like, you know what? I'd rather just be alone and like process this, go through a little mini dark night, if you will, just to get rid of this shit, because I'm sick of it eating at me and sabotaging me all the time. Hey, sorry, I can't come to our family dinner. I can't do this. I can't do that. Whatever, friend, family, partner, whoever. And now this person's taking it personal. And they're getting their emotions involved. Now it's like they're digressing because you're triggering something. You're triggering their abandonment wounds. And your light and your vibration is agitating those lower vibrational things within them. And they're choosing to not look at certain shadow aspects. It's like they can look at the shadow aspect of like, oh, this is why I'm an angry person, or this is why I feel the need to look a certain way. They can look at like those things, but there's like them not willing to do that heavy lifting accessory work to finally like max out and see like where they're at with their spiritual journey. They're not wanting to look at that. They're like, nah, anything but that. Like, I'm good. That's uncomfortable. Nah. Or they simply just like won't even acknowledge. There's something within that. So maybe this person this whole time like didn't, because they were in competition with you, secret competition. Like, I'm even getting, it may have been like so an unconscious thing that they had within themselves, and now it's starting to come, rear its ugly little head out, because of how things, they thought. I'm getting from this song is they would turn around, like, say you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, like, I'm gonna go take care of business or whatever. They'd be like, oh, cool, good for you, like, that's so good, I'm glad you're taking care of yourself or whatever. And then in their head they're like, they ain't gonna do shit, that's not gonna work. And it was like their shadow and like passing by, and they just didn't like realize it, they didn't witness it. And they're, just thinking like, oh, like, I've seen it a million times, like, I know this isn't gonna happen. And little do they know is they're like cashing their mouths, writing checks that their ass can't cash. their ass gonna catch a whole boot. But I don't know why I can't like say that phrase. I don't know. It's ironic because I'm saying that their mouth is writing checks that their ass can't cash, and I'm like, I can't say it right. So this person, like, you might end up like confronting them, or like you end up saying something, and then suddenly they have like a little Freudian slip, if you will. They chirp out, like it says, I was Friday night sipping, minding my own business, young buck chirping on the sideline. Never want to be the bad guy, but buddy, after that line, guess I gotta teach you how to act right. Payback's a bitch and you fit the scripts, so pony up, boy. If you got something to say, step on up to the plate. Name a time, name a place. So you may have been like extremely supportive to this person, loving and caring to this person. This person never saw like your dark side or your ability to be like clap back, or just even like call them on their shit. Because you've always been like, you know, well, we all have our thing, and they're doing the work. They want to be a better person, all this stuff. But now you're starting to gap them, you know. Not that you were ever in competition with them, like I don't see you ever doing that, but this person was, you know, this person saw it as a drag race, and you're starting to gap their ass. You know, you got more horsepower, you got more horsepower in there, all right? And you know, because you've been doing the raising your vibration and doing all this work, like, you know, that's you being able to say you're at the drag strip every Friday night, and because you're winning and you're like raising in vibration and like all of these awesome things are happening for you, that's more high performance parts, right? Because you're doing the work and you're taking like crazy ass leaps of faith where it could go south real fucking quick. And so you're getting blessed, you're getting more winnings. So with each, you know, you win, or you know how to bet on yourself now. You have that confidence to bet on yourself. So that's getting you even better, like, you know, you're getting more abundance with that, because you're like, you know what, I'm in my own corner now. I bet on myself and I'm winning. Like, if no one else is going to be there, I'm going to bet on myself and I'm going to have my back. You're being your own cheerleader. You're learning how to not be codependent on others' approval, support, because you're learning these fucking people didn't have your back. And meanwhile, you know, this person may have been genuine, like they may have said stuff and like wanted the intent to be like good or whatever, and then it suddenly shifts. Like they can't be genuine anymore with you. They can't, or that's not what I mean. It's like in that vibration you were in, it was genuine, but since you're at a higher vibration and you're able to see even more clear, and it's almost like you have like microscope abilities. Like you can zoom in and zoom out and see everything. You can look deeper within things and see through. You have x-ray vision now. And now it's more of this understanding of this person isn't being genuine because they're not genuine with themselves. They may be saying, and like from their perspective, they're wanting to be supportive, but deep down they are jealous, or, you know, they're lying to themselves. And then we have the high priestess, and yeah, because you're in this whole different vibration, you're taking these leaps of faith, so your intuition is strengthening like beyond what you can even imagine. So you're seeing the truth of what it is, and it's unfortunately the ugly truth. Like I'm seeing it as like when they first came out with HD TV, and then, you know, suddenly you can like start seeing like the lines on people's faces, and you're like, damn, I didn't know they had wrinkles. Wow, okay. Like starting to see the flaws and the holes in the plots and all of this. Oh, I don't know if this is right. Ooh, this person is not being honest with themselves, and in turn not being honest with me. They're really not being supportive. Oh, how disappointing. And have you ever caught a right hook from a redneck? Get back up, I ain't done yet. Learn a lesson from a Mississippi kid. Pony up, boy. Put your money where your mouth is. And that's you with this Two of Cups in reverse falling out. One more on that. You're like, this isn't the connection. Oh. We have the Five of Wands, Five of Chilies in this deck. This isn't a connection. This is a competition. And I'm not here for this. Like, if you're supposed to be in my corner, we're not supposed to be competing for this in this specific thing. Like, there's such thing as friendly competition and, like, you know, you both agreeing to that, but you never agreed to that. You're like, no, I thought we were supporting each other through this. And here you are thinking I ain't gonna amount to anything. This isn't even a connection that I thought it was. Wow. It's because you can't even be authentic and real with yourself. Ugh. And that's, you know, you seeing, it's just fighting. It's just, you're in competition with me. I'm seeing a lot of it being like, you know, your partner that you thought was on your side, or like a best friend, or like your grandma or something. Somebody that you thought you could reach out to and be like, I thought you had my back, man. And here you are this whole time, like, happy to see me struggling, or, you know, and then as soon as I start winning, you start getting fucking weird. No. Damn. Okay, so there was another song that I got, and it was Cowgirls Don't Cry by Brooks and Dunn, and I was like, huh, okay, that like, they seem so like different, but now I'm understanding why. Because like, this is you like having to walk away from this and be like, what the fuck? I thought you had my, like, you were the only person in my corner. And they were when you were at that different vibration. But since you're taking these big ass leaps and, you know, you're accelerating quicker because you're like, I'm living chaotically. Fuck it. There's only one, I gotta fuck around to find out. So let's just go. Let's do it. I'm ready. And, you know, you're doing these chaotic things. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like, this is how you overcome fears, by like, there's no logic to it, but you just know, you need to do it. And yeah. Okay, so we have the Emperor and the High Priestess here. You're taking full control and like full authority over yourself and being like, I'm listening to my intuition no matter what anybody outside things say. I'm listening to my inner compass here. And everyone else can, like, I don't need, see how the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Cactus in this deck? I don't need somebody to feed me, I don't need them to feed me like reassurance or anything of the sort. I'm gonna be daddy of my own life, and I'm gonna take charge of my own life, and I'm going to listen to that only. And my intuition, my inner knowing. I don't need any outside source, because that's the only way to get past this fear and this, like, the unknown. And that's given you like the greatest amount of confidence with this Queen of Chilies, the Queen of Wands in this deck. And that, you know, because you were greatly rewarded, or like, say it could have been like something, you could have died, you know, and you like were fine and everything was good. And you're like, damn, I'm okay. Wow, I'm good. And that just like gave you so much confidence. I'm seeing you and this person were like neck and neck and like growing with each other and everything of the sort. But it's just like suddenly, like, they weren't, it's like you two were on a stroll through this dark, scary forest, and it came to the part where you had to just jump down the rabbit hole. And it's dark and there's nothing, you know, you throw a rock down there and you just keep hearing it bounce. You're like, ooh, boy, I don't know where the end of this is. But you're like, I have to. I don't know what's down there, but my intuition is telling me to do this. My inner guidance is telling me to do this, and I'm going to take authority over myself, and I'm not going to be a victim to my fear and a victim to life and what people tell me. I'm taking full authority over this, and I'm going to try it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to send it because my inner knowing, my spirit team is telling me to do this. And you do it, and that person is left in the dark, scary forest. They made it through all that point, but that part is still too scary for them. It's still too dark, too deep for them to dive down into. And then, they're like, well, they're probably dead. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to make it. Suddenly it becomes like this hateful or jealous, like just little remarks, little slights instead of like that support. And this person was genuinely, to what their ability was, and I'm highlighting that, to what their ability was, they were being genuine, because they're still lying to themselves. They're still under the control of fear when it comes to certain things. And you broke past that. You were scared as shit, but you knew your intuition was strong and you had to follow that. And you took authority, you became daddy, the emperor, and you're like, no, fuck that. There's only one way to find out. I could die, but you know what? I'm going to make peace with that. The universe always has my back. You were scared shitless, but you still did it. And that, once again, gave you the confidence. And now, because you're so confident, you're so solid within yourself, that's agitating and shaking up the lies this person tells themselves. And yeah, with the Queen of Daggers, the Queen of Swords in reverse here, the lies they tell themselves, they don't want to see it. And so that gets into, because she can be a bitch, like straight up, when she's in reverse. So that's with all these like bitchy comments and shitty attitude and little slights, like, well, how do you know that? Trying to like get you back into like how you used to be, where you would maybe reach out to this person for advice, or what do you think about this? Or like, you kind of be like, they would be your bounce board, and they'd like, because of the codependency thing, this is how they felt important. So that's why they would do these things, show up for you, because they got worth out of that. They were operating out of a wound versus genuinely wanting to help you. They needed to prove that they're worthy of your attention, your friendship, your love, whatever. And it was a lie to themselves. To their knowledge and to their ability, they were being genuine. But now, because of where you're at, and you're all seeing, you're the high priestess, like you're very intuitively tapped in, you see right through it. And you're like, oh. Or, you're finally catching on, like, or you start noticing their behavior shifting into these little slights, their mood changes, or they start doing that emotional, like, terrorism, where they start acting out, or if you're at a party or whatever, they suddenly get like a bad attitude, or, you do your, I don't know, family dinner or whatever the fuck, they start getting an attitude if you, like, when you start talking, or like, you don't, like, say you're not talking all the negative stuff in your life and you have like good things and you're sharing that stuff, they start getting like a bit of an attitude, and they start ignoring you, or they're on their phone more while you're talking, and these little insidious slights, insidious jabs, when before they would listen and do all these things. But you're starting to see it now, and you're like, oh. And that happens. That's the unfortunate thing, is when you're raising in vibration, say, you have somebody that's wanting to do the work and stuff like that. Sometimes that journey, like, that's where you split, unless you want to be held back by that person. So it's essentially your choice, because you broke past that. You know how to will yourself to make shit happen now. Like, say you were flighty and you didn't follow through on things, or maybe you were just trying things that just weren't for you. And so, like, you didn't finish stuff or whatever, like, you gave up on it, whatever. And, or like, you were finally were listening to your intuition and being like, oh, I'm just like, I'm wanting to do this because of ego versus like, this is my actual destiny, if you will, or dharma, whatever you want to call it. Motherfucking Nat. And so this person's like, you stopped this thing, you didn't follow through on it or whatever. So this person's like just seeing like, oh good, this person like can't finish anything, like they're not going to do this. And it almost gave them some comfort, because they're the same way. They like being stuck, they like being where they're at. But now this person's seeing like, you have fucking balls of steel. Like, you are solid, you're 10 toes down, like unshakable, because you stepped into that confidence. You're taking authority over your life and full responsibility. You're not blaming anything or anyone anymore. You're like, oh no, I have full authority over my life and I am taking control, bitch. Fuck that. Fear ain't stopping me now, bitch. I'm not going to be in this indecision, fear, flightiness anymore. I know damn well what I want. My intuition is telling me to follow this, and I'm going to make it fucking happen. This is my destiny. And this person it's because they're attached to this old part of you, and you're shifting so much that they can't catch up. And guess what we had come out? The 8 of Wands, the 8 of Chilies, which is speed. You're just like, bam, bam, bam. You keep raising in vibration, because now you're like, yo, the more crazy shit I do that doesn't make sense, but I know I need to do it. I take this leap of faith and I'm greatly rewarded for it. Fuck yeah, let's go. I'm scared as shit still, but I gotta keep overcoming these. That's how I keep, great things keep happening. And for the people that are attached to this old you, where you were slow with that 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Cacti in this deck, you were slow, Sunday cruising, like toying around with the idea, but now you're like, boom, 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 quick, intuitive downloads. Just like, oh, okay, I need to do this. Fuck yeah, let's go right now. I'll do it right now. It's like you feel unsettled until you do the thing. Even if that thing like is scary, like you don't tolerate the anxiety anymore, you don't tolerate the fear, you don't allow it to, you're like, I don't like the feeling of this, I might as well just jump and see what happens, because I don't like sitting there and overthinking anymore. You have a low tolerance for that. Oh shit. And since they're so used to you being in this like slow energy, like being in this anxiety, like coming to them, seeking advice from so many people instead of just like listening to your inner knowing, inner compass, this has them shook. They don't like it because you're so different. You're shaking up their inner foundation, their faulty cracks, their faulty foundations, their faulty thought forms that they're so attached to, because you're shifting so much. And this, looks like a church tower. So it's like even their beliefs, their dogma, whatever they've been so attached to, it's like shaking them up. Like I'm seeing it like maybe you and this person, this is just an example, like you and this person believed Western medicine is like the only way to go. That's just like no like acupuncture or Eastern medicine, herbs or anything of that. You didn't believe in that. And then you start getting into that. And then you get even further to where you're like, okay, my mind can just like undo cancer if I want. Like I just can jump into that timeline now. Like you're at that point where you're like, I don't need joint pain anymore. So I think I'm just going to jump into a timeline where I don't have that. You're getting to that point, or you are there, whatever. And this person is still taking their Advil, their ibuprofen, and their getting steroid shots and all this stuff because they're having joint pain instead of, and you're like trying to tell them like, hey, if you just believe, like, this can be undone, I promise you, because I'm feeling great. And this person is like, no. What the fuck? Or like they're like, oh, okay, like, and then they still continue doing what they're doing, like putting these lower vibrational things in their body. And you're just starting, like, you can't tolerate that anymore. And you're just like, I gotta be authentic. I'm seeing this, and we're starting to be on different paths. Maybe you're also seeing this person, maybe you're starting to see that they overindulge in stuff that like you were able to give up. Like I'm seeing like the emotional eating, maybe you fully gave up drinking or smoking weed or something, and this person like still indulges in things that like they use it as a way to like avoid dealing with their stuff. And you're also starting to see that this person indulges in lying to themselves, like they don't want to see the truth. And with that, we have the sun, which is illuminating. It's that nothing can hide when the sun is touching it. It's such a bright light. It exposes everything. And you're seeing it for what it is. You're like, oh boy. Fuck. Because, I mean, you're at this like crossroads. Do I ride into the sunset? Because like I said, you're getting these downloads that you have a divine union coming, you have like new community coming in that's like high vibrational, and you thought this person was part of that, but they still have free will, and they're choosing to stay stuck where they are because they're like, this is too hard for me. It's it's boring. It's, I don't like the obedient part of this. This is too much. I enjoy my indulging with that 9 of cups, the 9 of jugs in reverse. I still like indulging. I still like being in my ego. I still like being arrogant, whatever it is. I still like that. I don't want to give that up. So I guess I'm done. I'm just going to sit here and be petty and let my ego run rampant and chirp at you from the sideline with my little insidious jabs and my little slights. When you're at this crossroads, or you're like, damn, if I want to be in my 10 of Pentacles, my 10 of Cacti, which is where you have everything, it's your generational wealth, your the home, the car, the spouse, the dog, the family, the dream job, every material thing that you could ever have in the best and highest way possible. If you want that, you know that you can't let this person hold you back anymore. Yeah, if you want to be the King of Pentacles, which is having mastery, so you want to be in this, it's like, this is you being the King of Pentacles, King of Cacti, eyeballing like, damn, I want that, like, but then you're kind of looking at that other way, like, this person is like been in my life and they were supportive through these times, and their heart's in the right place, but they're also lying to themselves. You can make whatever choice you want, but if you really want the dream, the goal, this is like you living your purpose to all possibilities, like, 10 directions, and that's just like a limited, like on every level of your being, living in your purpose. You know, you're meant to be a millionaire. You're meant to have great health. You're meant to have, you know, if you want kids or whatever, you know, or have this wonderful family, wonderful spouse, or like have your own business or whatever, and you want to be the King of Pentacles, which you are meant to be, you have to let this thing go. And you're beginning to understand that this person isn't going to be on that path, because they're still just looking down that dark hole that you already jumped down. And you popped out the other side into, like, you know, the Caribbean, like, on a beautiful island. Like, it took you there where things are more clear, sunny. You're not in the dark woods anymore, and things are just making sense. You see everything for what it is. The sun is shining on everything. And you're like, okay, so how do I get this dream thing? But you know deep down, this person isn't going to be on that path with you if you continue to give them energy and allow, you know, because it's getting to a point where they don't have your best interest in mind anymore. Ugh, what a fucking boner kill, Jesus. And we have the 10 of Jugs here, which is like happiness. It's like, are you going to choose? And look, these people are like singing together in harmony. And at this point, this person can't, you know, if like you're going to sing in a group where you need to harmonize with each other, you need to hold certain notes, you know, have a clean harmony with each other, where you're keeping the, you know, your octaves or whatever at the distance they need to be to make the perfect clean harmony. You're doing the vocal exercises. This person isn't willing to do that. They're not willing to be obedient and disciplined with that anymore to your extent, you know, to where you both were like maybe feeding into each other's shadow aspects and like allowing this indulgence, you know, like I'm just using like emotional eating as an example, or like, oh, it's okay if we fuck around a little bit, or, you know, whatever, when like, you know, you shouldn't. And not that there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that's where you were at that time. But now you're like more serious because things are ramping up and you're seeing the result of listening to your intuition and being a chaotic motherfucker. You're like, this is like the best thing. People can think whatever the fuck they want. I'm doing the work. I'm taking these big ass leaps of faith. And you're meant to harmonize with these types of people. But you're seeing, as you are the King of Cacti, the King of Pentacles, that next leap of faith you're having to take is putting some distance between you and this person. And we have the Knight of Jugs in reverse. I see this card as like, that's like, you know, the buck and bronc, to where like, you're like, damn, I could really get hurt here. This could really like hurt somebody I don't want to hurt. You know, it was easy to cut all these other people off because they just betrayed you to such an extreme. You know, they like banged your partner, you know, it was like your friend that slept with your person or your partner or whatever. Like, it was easy to cut that person off. You're like, all right, you crazy, gross, karmic weirdos, like, okay, bye. But this person has been through thick and thin with you prior. But it's the distance is shift. You can't ignore that you're at a different frequency and they're just not willing to do the work. You can't ignore it anymore. You know, it's like, you may have trained on like less aggressive buck and broncs before. Like, you're a cowboy, you're like a saddle bronc rider. I had to look, I'm like, is there a saddle on it? So, you know, you're getting into the real, like, you've been doing like amateur rodeo, and now you're getting into the pro rodeo, and they have rank livestock. They are, their buck and broncs are fucking athletes. And that is, they were bred for it, all that shit. And you had only been on amateur, lower rank, like not as rank, buck and broncs before. And this is your first time getting on a real, athlete. And, because you're in the big leagues now. Do you want to be in the big leagues? Do you want to be a pro? Or you want to keep playing the amateur shit where you ain't making big money, where you ain't making big wins, where you aren't, you had this dream of fame, fortune, harmony with the, you want to be with higher level people. You want to be around that. You're like, I want to be surrounded by driven, spiritually aware, successful, good-hearted people. Like, you have all these things. You want to be around that because that's where you are going. That's where you're headed. And you want to be pro. You want to be making that coin. You want to be part of this. Then you're going to have to say goodbye to the people that no longer have your best interest in mind because you've surpassed them in some way from their, instead of them, seeing you as an inspiration, they're jealous, they're fearful, and they allow their unconscious mind to run rampant and make them bitter. And you're in the fucking big leagues now, baby. Like, you are so fucking close to this 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. You just have to take this fucking leap of faith. And it's so fucking scary because I'm seeing it, you in the chute. Like, you're about to drop down on this horse. And, you're seeing you're in a bigger arena. And you're like, fuck, I don't know if I can do this. There's like live TV happening. Like, you're on camera now. You're on the fucking news. Like, you're on the, what is it? I don't know TV stations anymore, but you're on like live camera. There's, cameras in your face. You're getting dropped down on this horse in the chute. And you can feel the energy of this horse. You're like, yo, this is something I never rode before. Holy shit. You're in the fucking big leagues now. You're pro. Do you want to do this? Are you going to, let them open the gate? Or are you just going to back out? This is one of those leaps of faith you got to do. I'm getting like emotional, like with teary eyes. This could, you're feeling it. You're like, I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to be hurt from this because, like, this is like another attachment that you have of like this nostalgia of like, oh, well, all the good times we had. But yeah, they're not for you anymore. And if you want to be around like big league, millionaire, pro people, whatever your goals are, someone that's in harmony with you now on the same vibrational level, you're gonna have them drop the gate on you. Open the gate, baby, and you're gonna ride a real buck and bronc. You're gonna go pro, baby. You are on pro bred, genetically they could trace down 12 generations of this horse and they can pull up the numbers of like how rank this fucking horse is to where like this is pro rodeo saddle bronc rider so and so, like the god of saddle bronc riding. This is the horse, this horse's grandpa, whatever, like that's who they rode. And that's where they got, they hit 96. And so like, if you want to, you gotta be on the rank horses, you gotta be on the rank livestock, you gotta be in it. And this is something you haven't experienced before. And it's so hard because you're like, well, this person's been for me this whole fucking time. Like, how can I? But you're starting to see the truth. And you see that they're lying to themselves and they're lying to you. And it's not as innocent as you thought it was before. And that's part of that raising in vibration. It's like, I'm definitely seeing it's like some of your grandmas, like, or grandpa, or like somebody you've really looked up to and you could reach out to. Or, you know, just that friend that's been like through it, like they've helped you through like letting all these crazy motherfuckers go, and like your karmic ex or these people doing magic on you and all this stuff, like they've been through it all with you, and you know they've let you talk and all this stuff, and now you're seeing the truth. Is like and that there's like a whole other level of, I could genuinely get hurt, you know. And you know, it's, this is what I'm getting is like the rodeo announcer is like, 7 cowboys have died from this horse. Let's see what happens. Like, and you know, turning to the camera, and then they go to you like, oh shit. This big arena full of people are about to watch me, and I have no idea what this is going to be like. I've never done this before. I've done it before, but not to like this level. You want to be in the pros, you got to do some serious heavy fucking metal shit. You know, it's just like these cowboys, these rodeo guys, if they want to be pro, they got to work out. It's not like you can just ride bulls all the time. You got to exercise too. You got to practice. You got to do all your weightlifting and running and all of this endurance stuff, your little exercises, your hand strength, take care of your hands, you know, do all this stuff. Like, if you want to be in the pro, like, you got to do the extra shit. It's not just, you know, you're some ranch hand and you ride bulls sometimes, or you ride broncs sometimes. It's like, you eat, sleep, shit that stuff. Are you, and you're being asked, or like, are you fucking about this by the universe? Do you want to be a fucking millionaire? You want to be around these high level motherfuckers? You want to be considered a pro? Well, are you going to do the work or not? Are you going to be the King of Pentacles and be like, okay, I have mastery over my material realm. This means putting distance between me and somebody that is not good for me, even though logically this doesn't make sense, because I'm just going off my intuition and seeing with my x-ray eyes what it is. That's all I have to go off of here, because everything else, they're doing everything right. They, you know, it could be like a friend that like you just recently had money problems and they like gave you money to like get tires on your car or something. They're showing up for you, but you're seeing that they have these little slights, these little jabs at you. They make you question yourself, or they try to, and you're seeing this, you know, because he has that third eye dot in between his eyes. Your pineal gland, your intuition, your antenna to the universe, to the otherworldly, you are tapped the fuck in. And you know, see how there's like an aura around him? You're seeing the aura. The energy don't lie anymore. You can't, it's like you can't turn back anymore, and you can't unsee what has been seen. And you're just like, what, like, do I can't have this person and be a pro rodeo, you know, be a pro. Some of you may be pro rodeo, I don't know. But I can't be a pro and still be around somebody like this who isn't doing the work to be a pro. You know, they say surround yourself with what you want to be. That would be you getting around these seasoned cowboys that are pro rodeo and they've been doing it for years. What is his name? Oh, fuck, what is his name? Lane Frost, you know, or, damn, I am blacking out on his name. Smoker, old dude. He's like way too old for a cowboy now. Bull rider. Lane Frost is a good one, but like, you would want to be surrounded by these people, or you go to like these retired cowboys that can like train you, and you know, you wouldn't have ever hung out with this person before because you were already like surrounded by your community, your group that you were already in. Now you got to make big friends with the real ones. The real, like, these people are heavy hitters. It's time. Do you want to continue to be like in this amateur like rodeo shit where you know, when the circuit comes through to town, you do it, or you chasing the circuit now? Do you want the fame, the fortune, the community of like high level people that are doing badass work and they're living their purpose and they have everything and anything because they're being blessed and they're following their intuition, they're taking these big leaps of faith and they're starting businesses even though it logically doesn't make sense, but they know that's their destiny? You got to surround yourself with those people and get on this sketchy, twitchy, pissed off bronc that you've never even felt the energy of that before, because you're pro now. And this is you're on the gate about to get on this bronc. You can back out, but you're on fucking television now. You're being watched because you've raised in so much vibration. People are watching you. High level people are watching you. You know, your spirit team and all of that, they're like, are you for real or not? Do you want this or not? You can stay where you're at. You have free will. But you're asking for these manifestations to come in. You're asking for your dreams to come true. You want to be a millionaire? You want to be an entrepreneur? You want to do this, do that? You want the family? You want the perfect spouse? You want, I'm saying like some of you people, like your goal is to like have this legacy with your spouse where you like create a business together. You can have that, but you got to do the fucking work. And that's getting on this twitchy, sketchy bronc that you have never experienced before, on TV, on live stream, cameras in your face. Like, that's part of it. Being seen, making these big things to where you could die in front of everybody. You can fail in front of everybody. That's what it takes. You want to be pro? You got to take the big leaps. You got to do the work. And it's something you didn't experience before, because logically it doesn't make sense. You're like, this person though, like, it's so easy to get caught up in that nostalgia. And you know they're not doing the work with this Eight of Pentacles in reverse. It's stopped. It's come to a halt. It's like, I see this card as like the factory, like the conveyors. Like something happened to one of the conveyors where like say if it's like a beef plant or like food plant of some sort, where like that stuff can't touch the floor, that stuff, like it, you know, everything has to be moving or else it's like going to get damaged, and all this like stuff is going to get wasted or tore up or whatever. This is the plant, you know, one of the conveyors going out, or, you know, something getting clogged up or whatever. And then everything else just slows down and blows up, falls off, falls over, gets destroyed. You know, millions of dollars lost just for one conveyor going out and somebody not doing the work. You know, that's, you know, why most factory workers can't be on their phone, because if something happens, like the whole factory is working together as a whole unit. And this person isn't doing the work. They're on their phone. They're choosing to stop where they're at because it's become too much. It's become too hard. It's boring. I'm seeing that as like, you know, a factory, it can be boring. It's monotonous. Being disciplined and not indulging in the things that you used to can be boring. Can be, it's not, you're not filling the void anymore. You're having to feel the void, not fill the void. And you're having to just experience that lack of something to like comfort you. And this person doesn't want to do that anymore. Are you gonna fuck off with this person still? Like, or are you trying to win? You know, and this is gonna sound like super harsh, but you know, I'm already there. Fuck it. You're not living their life. You are living your life. And if you have these goals and you want to hit your target, which is, you know, this million legacy, this job, your entrepreneurship that you've sought after, this position at work that could be like a big leap of faith. You could fail terribly, but you're still taking it. You want to hit this goal, right? You're not living their life. You're living yours. And sometimes, this may have been a soul contract and it's up. It's your choice, but you're not going to be able to hit target with this person still holding you back. The ball and chain, if you will. You can't jump ship with the ball and chain still. You're going to sink. Oh my God, how fucking perfect. We have the full. I knew this bitch was going to come out. I knew it. Because I kept saying, you're coming to the edge. You're coming to another edge. Say this person is with you at that pro rodeo. You're about to get on this bronc and that person's like, dude, this could kill you. 7 cowboys. The announcer just said 7 cowboys have died on this horse. Are you going to do this? Like, dude, you could die. Meanwhile, the camera's in your face. They're like, you want to be pro or not? Do you want to make it? You could win so much fucking money if you get on this horse. This is the rankest horse we have. This is the rankest bronc we have. What do you want to do? Time's up. Are you going to take the leap? Or are you going to listen to your little ball and chain back here? I don't know about that. Because that's the coyote. That's trickster energy. I don't know about that. What are you going to do? Because up until this point, you have been blessed greatly with every leap of faith, but there's something deeper to this one. It's got its little claws in your heart this time. The other ones were easy because they betrayed you, they stabbed you in the back, you found out the truth, and it was just so nasty and icky. You got the ick from it. You're like, wow, how could a person be so shitty and awful? Like, what the fuck? But this time, it's different. This person doesn't blatantly do this. Just because they're so they're lying to themselves as well. They're unconscious with this. And now you literally have the chance to be pro and, jump ship and like swim to, I don't know, this island you've always dreamt to be on. They're just passing by and they're like, well, here's your stop. You just got to jump ship. But are you going to keep that ball and chain with you? Because you're going to sink if that person is still putting that negative energy at you, that trickster energy. Oh, are you sure about this? Are you sure about that? Blah, 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 blah. Because they're becoming more and more jealous and insecure because of where you're at. And you're seeing the truth as they've been in competition with you the whole time. Sleep on it for sure. You don't have to make a decision now, but at some point, there's always divine timing. What's meant for you is meant for you, but I would definitely pray and sleep on this. Just so you can sometimes it helps to and see how this girl with the 4 of Wands here. So we have the 4 of Swords, 4 of Wands, and the 3 of Swords. So we have pray on it, sleep on it. You don't have to make a decision right now, go run for it, whatever. But contemplate and, maybe go be around this person again or whatever. Ask your angels to highlight and be like, please just show me the truth while I'm with this person, or you call them, whatever. And if you live with this person, whatever, please highlight what I need to see so I can make this decision. And with this 3 of Swords, you're going to see the truth. But like I said, and we have the 4 of Swords and then the 3 of Swords came after that. So if you get hung up on this, oh, I'm going to hurt this person, blah, 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 blah. Remember, you're not living their life. As harsh and selfish as that sounds, They're choosing their path. We all have free will, just as you are choosing to take this big ass leap of faith and be daddy and take control of your life with this emperor and be like, you know what, I'm listening to my intuition, fuck that. They too have that ability. They're just choosing not to. And you are in their life to show them that they can. Things are possible, but they're choosing to not do it still. There's something that they're clinging onto with this four of chilies that they don't want to let go of. They're choosing to stay asleep with this four of swords. They're choosing to stay in their dark little coffin and sleep inside of it and be like, yeah, I don't want to get up and do that. No, I'm good. I'm done here. I'm good with where I'm at. And you're ramping up. You are so literally, like you are literally one fucking step. You just have to literally put your other leg around the other side of this horse. So you're straddling it. That's all you got to do to get, and then tell him to give him the nod to open the gate. That's all you got to do to be pro. But this is one biggie. This is a biggie because you have to get over the fact I'm going to hurt this person. What if it hurts me? It is going to be an ache, a loss, and grief. But with this sleeping on it, play out both timelines in your head. Okay, what if I keep this person in my life? But I don't get the 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. How is that going to look? You're going to stay stagnant. Your health's going to continue to be where it's at. You're not going to keep ramping up. Your money's going to stay where it's at. Because this person is lower vibrational. And it's not that they're trying to pull you down, but this is just where they're at. I don't see it like as a conscious thing. They're just acting so unconsciously. They're asleep still. You're at a whole motherfucking new level. And you can't unsee it. That's the problem. Contemplate. And I'm even seeing this as like visiting one more last time and just like kind of seeing like where they're at and like, you know, how they behave, how you feel while you're with them and how you feel when you leave. Are you drained? Are you invigorated? All of that stuff. Are they, and you know, observe their choices in life. What are they doing? And you're going to see it's painful. It's going to be that painful truth of like, if I want to hit target, this is a ball and chain. This person is going to weigh me down, pull me down because they're operating still out of these lower vibrational things, indulgence, all of that stuff. And I can't keep doing this. This isn't good for me. And I can't be pro unless I make distance in some way, shape, or form. How do I pull back? And there is heartbreak on both sides. But like I said, and this is part of some wounding that you have to undo and work through. It's meant to be this way. Because what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose yourself and what your goals are? Or are you going to choose to live for somebody else? You don't have, you aren't living their life. You are living yours and what your goals are and what you want and you aspire to be. You have your own free will. And sometimes that means having to take a loss, having to let something go to make space for that big pro level, high level shit. You're messing with the big dogs now. And this person is a little dog, a little yipper dog. We have the moon in reverse. You see the truth, especially with the justice card. If you see the truth and you know that you'll be way more balanced. Like I said, go back home to this person, you know, whatever that means for you with that four of wands, four of chilies, and then contemplate how you feel after. And I can tell you, you're going to see the truth in that when you're not interacting with this person. 144 on the clock. You know that this person is draining, and you may have felt different in the past, like you were invigorated, you felt good, all of these things, but then they're choosing to stay at the cliff, like the dog staying at the cliff, and you're taking the leap. And you're gonna see it and you're like, fuck. And this is you, you're going to have to feel the feels with this. You're going to see the truth. You're going to see things very clear. But like I said, you're going to have to use that Lady Justice energy of like, honestly, if I got to live my life and reach my goals, this person cannot come with me. And it's going to hurt like a motherfucker because, logically it doesn't make sense. And guess what? We have the King of Wands right there. So that's like divine union here. Like you're meant to come into all of this. You're meant to have that. I have goosebumps all over my body. You're meant to have this person. I'm getting a lot of you want that person that, is just creative as you. They have ideas. They want the same goals as you. They work just as hard as you, and they're driven and they're willing to change at their behaviors, and they can will themselves into doing anything because their goals are more important than anything else, any vice, anything. They can match you. And that's not just a partner. This is other community, like you coming into the big dogs, you meeting these big dogs. And this person can't come with you because you have to have a space for these other things to come in. And you can't have this ball and chain while you're supposed to get into the chute with this pro bronc and ride it and see what happens when you give them the nod of open the gate, let's go. And you're just going to have to take the loss if you choose that. Whichever path you choose, there's going to be some sort of loss, some sort of loneliness. And like I said, remind yourself, you're not living their life. They're not living your life. And sometimes soul mates, they're only there for a limited time and then you part ways. They were meant to teach you a lesson. They were there for you to get you through some things. You were there for them. Now it's time to part ways because either you're not going to get you're going to be missing out on what could have been with the pro thing, or like, your legacy, this person that you could have met, all of this stuff, because you're choosing to hang on to this person. But then you choose the path where you go pro and you cut these things off. You're going to have to deal with the loss of losing that person. But I will say, coming into, that's still an aching grief feeling, but coming into that 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, this King of Wands and, King of Chilies and Queen of Chilies, this is divine union. This is, you're meant to meet these people, the partners, business partnerships, romantic partnerships, people that are on your level. They're confident like you. They will use their authority over themselves to make anything fucking happen. They're like, all right, Spirit, if you're telling me to quit eating, I don't know, vegetables and just go pure carnivore diet, then I guess I'm doing that. Even though you like love everything besides that. And you're like, okay, I'm being told to do that. I guess I gotta give it up. This is how I'm getting to my next level. Let's fucking go. This is somebody that's on that level. They're willing to do the fucking work. And they're creative. They're passionate. They're driven. They love like you do. They care like you do. They have a goal in mind. This is that person. You can make that happen, but you're going to have to deal with the grief and loss and loneliness to get that on either path. There's going to be something you have to give up. And this is part of that. Like with the 7 of Cups in reverse, this, you can't have them all. You got to pick one. And by picking one, you're always going to be, well, what if I got that other one? But I will tell you right now, this 10 of Pentacles, this 10 of Cups, you're going to be ramping up and things are going to be so, you will still have that aching feeling because, this person, it's like, I'm hearing they know not what they do. It wasn't like you can see the truth of it and they weren't ready. And you are, and you can't hold yourself back just to live with this person's life, live for them. You have to live for yourself. And you know what you want your goals over anything, because you're going to have to live with that choice. And a choice for yourself is always the best choice, because you always have your own back, no matter what. That's the person you got to live with for the rest of your life, is you. People come and go. And with that Hangman, that's the perspective you have to have. It is painful and it's sad, but things are going to be way more ramped up, and more things are cut. Like, all of your dreams come true as soon as you let this thing go. And that's the truth. We're going to end it right there. Sorry, babies. I didn't expect it to go this long, but it was necessary. Yeah, with this Ace of Daggers in reverse, Ace of Swords in reverse, you got to cut it out. You got to cut something out. And you know the truth. I love you so much, babies. I wish you all the best, and you will make all of your dreams come true. And I love you so much, and I thank you all for being here. Okay? Love you. Bye.